What's going on, guys, and welcome to November's episode of Plus Club, the show where we play the games offered on PlayStation Plus throughout the month, and at the end of the month, we talk about it. My name's Seth, and of course, joining me today is Chevy. Chevy, how you doing since we just filmed Game of the Month, where we talked about Ghost of Yotei? Are you excited to talk about the games we played in November, which are Stray, EA Sports, WRC 24, and Tabs, Totally Accurate, Battle, Sim, and to find out about the 5 games we have to play in December?
Doing pretty good. I think this will be a pretty easy episode to do, though. It is the calm before the storm, apparently, since next month is so packed.
Yeah, with like full ass games.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm doing pretty all right. Yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm glad we're getting these episodes out. It was nice to talk about Ghost of Yotei. If you guys want to go check out that review, definitely do so. I beat the game, so it's a full review for me. No spoilers, though, because Chevy hasn't beaten it. He's doing his best to put the hours in to beat that game. It's a big game. Also, go watch that episode to find out what our game of the month in December is. It's kind of surprising, kind of daunting. I'm kind of worried about it. So if you want to find out why I'm worried, go watch that and find out what our game of the month for December is. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about these games. I feel like they're all kind of nice little bite-sized games,
Definitely.
which was refreshing to experience. But like you said, calm before the storm, because the games that are our games for PlayStation Plus in December are Horizon Adventures, Outlast Trials, Killing Floor 3, Neon White, and Synduality Echo of Ada. That's 5 games that we're getting on PlayStation Plus in December. So Merry Christmas, I guess, from Sony. That's a lot of games.
It is.
It's a lot of games, and these are all they're not like little indie games. They're all full games. So yeah, real quick, just in case you guys don't know, Horizon Adventures, I believe, is like a Lego-style Horizon game.
Yep.
Outlast Trials, a game I know very well, is a multiplayer Outlast game where you run through trials. Killing Floor 3 is the sequel to Killing Floor 2, a game I still haven't picked up for some reason, but it's a horde shooter, basically. You and your friends run around and shoot shit. And then Neon White is like a first-person card game thing?
No, Neon White is a speed run the obstacle course while shooting things.
Yeah, but isn't there cards?
I think they're basically your actions are just
cards.
spent,
Yeah, because I watched a video where there's cards being
it's
used.
just a UI thing. You have ammo, basically.
Okay, gotcha. And then Synduality Echo of Ada is a mech game.
Okay.
It's like a third-person mech game.
It's probably the most interesting one there for me right now, then.
I think all of these are interesting. I'm actually surprised that we have such a stacked month. First off, 5 games, that's crazy. But then also, I want to play all of these games. So that's also, like, they could have saved some of these for the next month, but they're just like, here's all these.
Buy a PlayStation, get 5 games. So
That's actually probably, yeah, like, oh, buy PlayStations this holidays.
Yeah.
Or this holiday.
Well, and with hardware costs going up, and apparently RAM prices are skyrocketing right now. So,
But people are still holding true to that Steam machine's going to be $500 or less.
That
And I'm
ain't
just
happening.
like, you're fucking crazy.
I don't want to derail. Never mind. It'll be more.
Yeah. Thoughts on these, though? You said
Yeah.
Synduality's
So
most
I mean,
interesting?
a Lego game is a Lego game, right? So I'm sure baseline, it'll be just entertaining. I am dreading playing Outlast.
It's not scary.
I've watched you play it, so
Yeah.
Killing Floor 3.
It does have a lot of jump scares,
I don't have I don't dislike Killing Floor. I also just don't really like it either. So
I
we'll
love Killing
see
Floor.
if 3 can get me into it or not. I own Neon White on PC, so that should give you a little information on that. I bought that willingly. It wasn't part of a bundle or anything like that. And the other game I have nothing about, but the artwork's cool and I like mechs, so that's probably the one I'm kind of focused on out of the 5. But they are all pretty impressive kits, I'd say. So.
Yeah. Horizon Adventures is a game I would never pick up. It's not my kind of game, but I am surprised that we're getting it just because it's, a big Lego game, but it's also Horizon, which I think is interesting. So it'll be cool to experience this because I wouldn't play it otherwise. But typically, Lego games are like, based off of big movie franchises or whatever. So it's kind of cool that it's like a Sony game. Outlast Trials I play all the time. I could review it right now. I don't even have to play it, I guess, on PlayStation, but I'm gonna just to get an idea of it, how it plays on PlayStation. But that'll be a very easy one that I'll just play for a second, probably turn off. I'll play with you. If you like it, I'm going to tell you to go pick it up on PC, unless it has crossplay. Yeah, Killing Floor 3, I'm so happy about. I'm so fucking happy about this because I'm a huge Killing Floor fan. I love Killing Floor 1. I love Killing Floor 2. I was so excited for Killing Floor 3, and then I saw all the beta footage, and I was like, it didn't look right. Didn't look like Killing Floor to me. And then I saw all the people complaining, and then it's out now, and people are still complaining about it, saying, like, you need to fix this game, you need to make it better, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, I don't want to buy it if it's, like, bad. Like, if they weren't able to, continue what they did with Killing Floor 2, which I love. So the thing that's really cool about this is I'll get to finally try it without buying it. And if I like it, which we'll talk about, of course, I'm going to go buy it on PC. So this is win-win for me because I get to finally try it without buying it. So Neon White is a game I've been told to play by multiple people for a while now, so I'm also excited to finally try that. And then Sin Duality, Echo of Ada, I read a little bit about it. People were complaining about it. I don't know what's up with if it's a series or something, but from the gameplay, I thought it looked kind of cool. It's like a third-person mech game, and I like mechs. So, I'm actually really looking forward to this month. I'm kind of blown away by what just the sheer variety. It's going to be a longer plus club, though, guys. So just be ready for that. Like, we typically don't review 5 games. We typically try to stay away from if they do 4 games when they put Destiny in there. Because we're just like, I'm not going to review Destiny for you every couple months, Sony, just to advertise it as if they're doing it just for us. I'm really looking forward to this. I want to play all these games, even the one I've already played. So, anything else?
Nope.
All right, well, let us know in the comments what you guys think about these games coming up. What do you think about 5 games that they're releasing all at once? Do you think there's any like devious plan behind that, or if they're just feeling generous? And what are you most excited for? What are you least excited for? And if you've played any of these games, don't tell me what you thought of them because we'll talk about that at the end of December. All right, so the games we did play in November are Stray, EA Sports, WRC 24, and Tabs Totally Accurate Battle Sim. I feel like because we've already talked about it on the channel before, we should start with Stray. Stray, if you didn't get a chance to play it, is a third-person adventure game, platformer kind of, where you play as a cat who is thrust into a world of robots, and you're basically just trying to find your way out, while also doing little odd jobs for robots in the robot world.
You just kind of catting it up.
Yeah, you're just a straight cat.
You were collective, you were separated, and now you're just wandering.
You are accompanied by a little robot dude, and you basically do a lot of very simple platforming. It doesn't even have like a free jump system. It's like you have to look at ledges and hit X to jump to them. Very simple puzzles. It's a very simple game in its experience, but it is an experience. It kind of is more to me like a Journey-esque type game where it's just like more about the experience going through. But yeah, it's got unique visuals, a unique world, a narrative that plays out ambiently through the inhabitants of Robotville. Since you're a cat, you don't talk, but you have a little buddy who does a lot of talking for you, and yeah, has a whole little story you play out through. We both played this before and this month, so let's start with your impressions of Stray in November.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to be reiterating things I've said before, but I think what they managed to do with this game is actually pretty impressive. Like, because like I remember when it was coming out, it was just like this, basically advertises you get to play as a cat. Yep. And that was the advertising. And I was like, well, that's good enough for me. So it's just such an interesting game because, like, first off, they do a very good job of letting you play as cat. Because
you can like knock shit off shelves and like
you could tell they love cats, right? And so like they really added in some flavor to that experience as well. But also just like the way like platforming works, the way your animations and stuff like that are very cat like graceful, in your animations and stuff like that. And it's just a fun way to experience this type of game because at the end of the day, it really is kind of just a go down semi-platformy hallway and get to the end of the game type of thing. And I'm not complaining about that, though I'm not always the biggest fan of that. I did quite enjoy this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of charm to it.
Yeah. The world is cool. I think the designs of the environment and the both the robots and the I guess they're also robots, but the basically the bad guys, right?
The ones that jump all over you.
Kind of hard to call them bad guys, but yeah, the living wall that you have to get through a lot of times to get through certain parts of the maps and stuff like that are all really cool designed, and they made the gameplay experience of getting through this very, very cool. The biggest surprise for me, and I didn't do it this month, but the last time I played it for me was the just like how well they convey a story without narration. Because by the time you're done with it, you're like, oh, like this is what happened, you know, and because it's basically you're getting lore more than you're getting like a story.
Yeah.
But you kind of get this idea of what this world is and what kind of has happened in this world, and it was a really satisfying ending to a game. So,
yeah, I thought the ending makes it for sure.
yeah. So it is a 100% something I enjoyed, and I think it's great that they gave it out, you know, for people to try this month. So.
Yeah, I almost felt like they had done it before, but we had just bought it when it came out.
Yeah.
Because we both played it when it came out, beat it. It's like a 6-hour game. It's
Very
like
short.
very, very bite-sized.
Yeah.
6 or 8 hours, I don't remember. But it's like a fun little experience that definitely feels just right at home on PlayStation PlayStation Plus, just because it is a smaller game, but definitely has like a lot of love that was put into it, a lot of charm. It's fun revisiting it. Admittedly, this month I only played it for like a little over an hour, just to kind of revisit it, because I've already beaten it. We've already talked about it on the channel before, so I knew it wasn't going to be a huge thing. But I know some people possibly might watch this who didn't see us talk about it before. But just kind of giving some perspective. We have played it, beaten it this month more so, just seeing if it still holds up, and I think it does. I think the graphics are nice, simple, but they have a cool visual style to them. I think the immersion of the robot world is really neat. I also love how just the characteristics of the robot designs, how they interact with the cat. They talk to the cat like they don't have an idea of like, oh, you're a cat. There's like, oh, you're like a biologic entity. I'm just going to talk to you, which I think is funny, considering you're just a cat. You're not like a special cat. You're just a normal cat who happened to fall down in this place. And yeah, normally a game like this wouldn't really do much for me, in the sense that it's not like a challenging game. Its platforming isn't like intuitive in the sense of like you're actually using your skill to jump around and stuff. It is like, just look at stuff, you jump to it.
Very sticky.
To figure certain things out, you just like interact with something and then pick this thing up, walk it over here, plug it in there. But it is just about the adventure of it. And I think because it is a world that feels mysterious and interesting, you want to keep continuing forward. You like your main character because they don't talk, so you're just like, oh, it's a cool cat. I like cats. That's fine. I have 4 in real life. And none of them are like this one, because they're all, well, no, one of them's an asshole, but this cat's pretty chill. But yeah, because it's just a cat, it has that charm of like, oh yeah, I want the cat to survive. I want the cat to, you know, move forward in the story. So has a lot of things going for it in that regard. But yeah, in terms of like gameplay, I don't really have a whole lot of complaints about anything, because it is so straightforward. It would be cool if they made like a Stray 2 or wherever the hell. I don't even know if the story would really merit needing one, but to add like more mechanics and functionality. It doesn't need to be Ghost of Yotei, which we just talked about. Go watch that review, where it has a bunch of stuff you can do in combat. But just add a couple more new things to the experience to make it a little more interesting gameplay wise. But there's definitely plenty to do in the sense of going on this adventure. So overall, I like this game. I have still recommended it to people to this day, just because it's, I think, a nice bite-sized game and experience for, I think, most people. We'll talk about recommendations in a sec, but yeah, it's a solid bite-sized game that I enjoyed coming back to. So I don't think there's much else to add to it, I guess. Anything else?
Nope.
Recommendations?
I mean, honestly, I think most people could play this game unless you just hate cats, and I know those people exist.
Oh yeah,
but regardless of that, it's a simple to play game that, like you said, is a bite-sized game and does subtly tell a story. So
yeah, which I thought was good.
Yeah. yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good time. So if you like games that are experiences, you like the idea of role playing as a cat. If you like
It's also like a unique perspective as well.
cybernetic style world.
Yeah, the cat's a neat, unique perspective just because it's not just an aesthetic thing. It's also you're like low to the ground. You're like going through like holes and like it's just a different way to play a game like this.
Well, and because you're just a small animal, right? The things that would take out a small animal can take you out. So, so if you mess up a puzzle or whatever, and obviously there's no like really actual repercussions in the game. You just kind of have to restart.
Just restarts, yeah.
But you're not treated as like it makes sense like when you get hurt and stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm. But what other recommendations? Sorry,
that's pretty much it. I think it's most people. I think most people
Yeah.
could, and honestly probably should, play this game. It's
especially because how short it is. Like,
yeah, and even if you happen to miss it on PlayStation Plus, I don't even think it's that expensive. So.
oh, probably not.
So.
If it's at the point where like putting it out on this, I mean, it's
I
sold
don't think
its
it was
copies.
expensive when it came out.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty cheap game. So
Yeah, I don't remember, like $15, $20. I don't
something
remember.
like that, yeah.
30 maybe.
I don't think it was 30. I think it was 20. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, I mean, if you like journey-style platformer type games, this is a game you should play. Also, bite-sized. So if you want to, every once in a while I see, and I understand this so well, but like I see people on Reddit on, it's not our gaming. That place is a hellhole. But there's another recommendation gaming thing that I see on Reddit sometimes where people are like, I'm looking for like a short game to play, and I'm just like, I get that. Every once in a while I need a game I can just beat in like a weekend.
Yeah.
And this is one of those games. Like if you want like a full experience that's like satisfying, I recommend this to you because it's solid.
yeah.
You beat it and you're done. There's no new game plus. You don't got to do it unless you want to replay it. You can, but yeah, it's solid. Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said. Grades. You did your impression first, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what I originally graded this.
I don't either.
This time around, I'm probably gonna give it a B plus. I think it's a super solid platformer with a lot of charm, and I think it does exactly what it sets out to do. It doesn't overstay its welcome, and it's super efficient in like just respecting your time. You beat the game, you feel satisfied, and that's, I mean, for bigger games and shorter games, kind of hard for a lot of games to achieve. So I appreciate that. So yeah, solid B plus. If I gave it an A before, maybe it's because like fresh for me at the time, but at this point, I just kind of feel B plus.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting at about the same. I was going to go into the A's, but I don't think it's like necessarily amazing at anything.
Yeah, just solid.
Yeah. So yeah, I think B plus is probably a good spot for it. It is a solid game for sure. I do think obviously there could be more to it than there is, but also it just kind of doesn't have to be either. So yeah, I think that's what I'm feeling. And again, like he said, if I graded it higher or lower before, that was then. This is my impression now. So
Yeah. Well, let us know in the comments. What do you guys think about Stray? Did you play? Did you not play? If you didn't play, when did you play? And if you did play, what'd you think of it? Hopefully you beat it. I was going to ask how far are you, but like so short that hopefully you just get through it.
Yeah.
But what'd you think of it? What are some of your favorite things about it? Maybe you have some complaints about it. And do you want a Stray 2? I don't know what they do with that, but I brought it up earlier, so I'm curious now.
could be different,
and
different story.
Sure, yeah. They could make a Stray 2 with the dog. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Or something, a raccoon,
A monkey.
Yeah, that'd be fucking sick. Yeah, let us know everything you think about when it comes to Stray in the comments below. Next game we played in November was, let's go with EA Sports WRC 24. If you didn't get a chance to play EA Sports WRC 24, this is a rally racing game in which you buy rally cars and race them on rally tracks. Typically, from my experience in this game, are like long-ass one-way stretches of track that you have to make it through snow, dirt, all sorts of different terrain. It's kind of an endurance test because it's not just you trying to get the fastest time, but it's also you not trying to destroy your car in the process, driving on these challenging roads.
While listening.
What, with the guy talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it features a campaign or career mode. that I dabbled in a little bit, so I'll be able to talk about that. It has a quick play mode. It has a multiplayer mode that I could not get into a fucking match for the life of me for some reason. And there's so many people playing it. I don't understand what I was doing wrong. And yeah, you race on off-road tracks, and in the career mode, you do that same thing, except for you also micromanage the damage of your vehicle with your money that you're making. You have to balance that, also buy engineers, and kind of micromanage all these little things on a calendar basis. Every day you decide, or every week you decide what you want to do, and then you move to the next week and just keep going forward. And that's about it. It's pretty straightforward. We both played it. I think I go first this time. So yeah, this game is pretty decent. I haven't played a whole lot of rally racing games in a long time, so it's kind of interesting to play this one. And if we've played one for the channel, I don't remember it. But
I don't remember either.
I don't think there's a whole lot of rally racing games anymore. They used to be like Colin McRae or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if this is where those went or not, but I don't remember. Anyway, I haven't played one of these in a while, so I was curious to see what it was like. I saw Codemasters made it, and they have a long track record of making racing games since like PlayStation. So I wasn't
kind of the bread and butter.
I wasn't surprised to see them make this. What my first impression though playing it is that it almost felt like the bare bones skeleton of games they've made in the past. It kind of made sense to me that EA would have Codemasters make this because they make racing games all the time anyway, but it kind of just feels like a lot of the other racing games I've played of theirs. But not a lot of features. Game's kind of bare bones, in my opinion. Like I said, you can do quick play, and you just rally race, which is what you want to do. And then even the career mode seemed like not a whole lot going on there. And then I tried the multiplayer. That was really weird. You basically, I did quick match, and then I went on the servers or server list, and I tried to join rooms. And you join rooms, and nobody would ready up. I sat in a thing for like 20 minutes, waiting for people to ready up. People just leave and come back and all that shit. But then if you go to the other page, you can ready up, and then also click the screen, and it shows you tracks you can play. And I don't know if you're playing individual or racing against other people, but even when I click those things, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't go anywhere or do anything. So I was like, I guess I'm not playing multiplayer, but I tried. But yeah, so that was my first impression. Second impression, too, was, and I looked into this. Apparently, they're using Unreal Engine for this game, and I guess they hadn't used it in the past. But there's like, because I was curious when I was playing, like I would watch the lighting of the whole track change to like midday and then change again back to how it was before. There's all these like weird visual or lighting problems that would happen constantly. And that's another reason why I'm like, is this just like Codemasters just went like, okay, just do what we do with all our other games, but just throw it together and fucking ship it. Because there's all these like visual problems I was getting, like stuttering would happen randomly when I was racing. The lighting happened all the time. It would just change randomly. It wasn't subtle. It was just like the shading would change. And I was like, why the fuck is this happening? So that was disappointing to see, but really it just kind of feels like to me like this is not the A game they're working on. It felt like the B game or maybe the C game that they're working on the side for EA, because EA has no standards. They're like, we got to make one every year, just put it out. So yeah, those are my first thoughts, and not the most best thoughts, but going into it outside of that, I thought the graphics were like fine. They weren't amazing, but I like the track locations because they feel remote and they feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere. And there were some cool like overviews while you're racing. And because it's a rally game, you want to go fast and you want to beat the track as fast as possible. But because the terrain's so challenging, sometimes you're driving a little slower than you would in like a normal racing game. And it was cool to kind of like experience like the nature of these tracks. It's something you don't really get from a lot of racing games. It's just like the atmosphere, I guess, of the track you're driving on. The driving itself, I'm kind of mixed on, because I get in rally games, you're supposed to be sliding over the place because you're driving on dirt and ice and shit. But I feel like it's like that no matter what, even when you're driving on a road. I feel like it's specific cars. Some of my cars I had drove really well, but some of the cars I had, like they were sliding on no matter what the fuck I was driving on. Like if I was driving on the road, my back was just sliding out constantly. If I was driving like 40 miles per hour, and so I don't know what was going on there, but it just felt kind of, it felt like they didn't put the time in to really have an experience where your car feels different on different terrains. It felt like it's just like, well, it's rally, you're gonna be sliding around. It's like on the fucking road. And then someone could say like, well, the tires aren't meant for the road, they're meant for off road. I'm like, but they slide the same on the road and the fucking off road. So it's like, I don't know. I wasn't super into it, but also I kind of liked it because it added a challenge to the racing that you don't get in normal racing games, where it's like drive fast, get around people, get first place. In this, it's like, get down the road, don't crash your car, don't, damage your car so it drives like shit, or, you have to spend money on it later. And so, the sliding is a challenge because you're trying to keep your car on the road on these, shitty terrain areas. So yeah, that was kind of cool and weird to me. But yeah, the cars are cool visually, I guess. The world is, or not the world, the tracks, I think, I actually, so if there's one thing about this game I did like, is just like how different it feels to start at one point of a track and drive through the whole thing. And it takes like, I don't know, 10 minutes, something like that, 15 minutes, depending on the track. I don't know. That might be slow. I don't know. But I kind of liked that it was like this, almost like a level you have to get through, as opposed to driving around a track constantly.
Yeah.
And do laps. I kind of like the adventure of that, because like you get to areas where, like, for instance, I think some of the footage, I don't know what footage I saved for you guys. There was a track I did that was like on like snow and ice and stuff, and most of the track was like not so bad to get through. But then like there's a part of the track where like the track got really fucking narrow, and like I had to like try to drive straight through this area while I'm sliding, and like it was kind of neat that one point of the whole track kind of had this very distinct feeling to it compared to the rest of it. So that was one thing I really enjoyed about the track design in this game. Although I have another nitpick to the game. I would love a racing game that has like snow to have like physics with the snow, because in this game all snow that was elevated off the track was basically a wall. And if you hit it, your car would like turn sideways instantly.
Like hit a rock.
Yeah, and I'm like, I feel like snow would have a little more give than that. So, and some of it might be super frozen and icy or whatever, but like cars are heavy. I don't know. I feel like a car would hit the snow and still be able to maintain momentum forward. But there's a couple times where I like instantly
take out guardrails. So.
Sure. And there was even a sign in this game that I hit at one point. It was a little baby sign. Stopped my car instantly. And I was driving fast, so it's like, so that just tells me the developer is just like, it's a physical asset, it doesn't move, don't worry about it. So and again, like I said at the beginning of this, I feel like the game is like half baked. So I don't know what else to really add. I played the career for a little bit. I felt like it was a lot of fluff. I feel like a lot of it's just information, and maybe if you're really into rally, you want that information, you want to read people's names, you want to look at stats and stuff like that, but a lot of it wasn't like interactable. It was just like you look at it and then you hire people and you repair damage on your car and stuff like that. And I was just like, I'd rather just go play quick play. So I ended up doing that. The career didn't feel very, very exciting. But also I have to think about how many people are actually looking to play a rally racing game nowadays, and is it worth the time and money to make a full experience for this just for a smaller demographic of people? So I have to think about that as well. But overall, I think the game was like fine, a little undercooked, some issues here and there, but it kind of made me want to play more off-road racing games, because I don't play them that often, and I kind of enjoy it. I like the challenge of trying to get through a shitty track that's off-road or icy or wherever the hell. So I liked it enough, but I don't think I'd replay this.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to have a lot to say about this. I'm not the biggest racing game fan. I have a couple I enjoy. Mainly these days, it's Forza Horizon. It's kind of been my comfort racing game. But it's obviously a little more on the arcadey side, and it has a ton of different like modes and stuff like that. So it kind of scratches the itch whenever I do feel like doing a racing game. That being said, I did, from my limited knowledge of the sport, I forgot that you have someone telling you directions in these kind of games. And though it's nice that I don't have to like pay attention to signs or anything like that, my attention span is not always the best, and sometimes I'm just like real focused on what I'm doing, and I just wouldn't hear them. So, and that's a personal problem. It's not a game problem.
Yeah, that's just like common in rally anyway. But I actually love that system because typically when you play a racing game, you're either just driving and paying attention to the road until you memorize it because you played enough,
Right.
or you look at the mini map and you're like, okay, there's a turn coming up. It's cool in a game you're focusing on the road so much and trying not to slide off of it that you have a guy telling you that there's going to be a crest coming up or a hard left, and then eventually you start getting used to what exactly that means to the point where, like, if he's like a light, or I forgot the wording, but like a small left or light left, wherever the hell.
Right.
Basically means you can just cruise right around that corner. You're not going to have to slow down a whole lot. So I actually really like that aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it. Honestly, it's not too much different than what most racing games do now, anyways, and put a line on the track.
Sure.
So, yeah, just to kind of hammer in my ignorance of it. I just had forgotten that wasn't even a thing, and then I was like, oh right, that's what I have to do. This is probably not gonna be a big deal for most people, but and maybe it's in there and I missed it. But I don't like playing racing games in first person. I actually,
Oh, you said triangle.
I thought I hit that, but I was trying to go into third person the whole time I was playing, and I apparently just didn't hit triangle.
Yeah, it has like 8 or 9 different viewpoints.
Swore I hit it, but maybe
I play in third person, so
but I hate that. So and so that's how I had to experience it. Apparently that was my bad. Yeah, it played fine. I don't have enough knowledge to give like a deep breakdown of my opinion of it. Like it felt like it was doing the things that I wanted it to do. It did feel slidey, but I just kind of chalked that up to the type of racing it was.
yeah.
I also didn't notice a lot of features, so I would agree with the very bare bones nature of the game, to the point where it definitely feels very easy to get funding for the game, or make a game for the sake of being able to legally keep the IP. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but I don't think it's necessarily a bad game. I do think they made a functioning game, but it doesn't feel like much. So outside of that, I don't really have a whole lot of like deep opinions. I don't really care about cars, so I can't really have an opinion about the cars so much. They seemed like they do in every other game that has racing in it to me. Controls were to be expected, so zero problems there. If you played one racing game, you know how to play this, I would say.
Sure.
Yeah, and I didn't try the multiplayer, so I didn't get to experience or not experience that. I just did, I believe it was the campaign for, I think, a course or two, and then I was like, okay, I get it. I was just kind of done at that point because I personally don't enjoy these kind of games. So, but that is not the game's fault, so I'm not trying to necessarily say anything negative about the game in that regard. But my experience was pretty meh. So
That's fair. Recommendations.
well, I mean, I think the obvious one is if you like rally racing. I know growing up, I knew a lot of people who were into Subaru WRXs, and they wanted to race them out in that fashion. So, if you're into that kind of stuff, it's you'll probably get enough enjoyment out of it. Sorry, I bumped the chair. Other than that, it's hard for me to really recommend it to a lot of people because it's a pretty saturated market, racing games in general.
I wouldn't even recommend this to racing fans.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of like really high quality options out there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Codemasters makes better racing games than this.
sure.
So.
And so it feels like kind of like a throwaway game, and I don't know if I could, in good faith, really recommend it to too many people outside if you just love rally racing. So.
Yeah, I also completely agree with that. I would recommend this to people who are into rally racing. That's it. And I don't know what that genre looks like. I don't know how many other games are out there for that. So maybe if you guys are like into that and you play this every year when it comes out, you're just like, yeah, of course you would. That's who you recommend to. But like for me, I have no idea if there's even other options out there really. So like, if I was recommending this to anybody else, I probably wouldn't bring it up. If someone's like, oh, I really want a new racing game, just because we did it for PlayStation Plus or Plus Club recently, I might bring up like, oh, I played this WRC game, but I don't know if I'd recommend that to you or not. So it's kind of a hard recommendation. But yeah, if you're looking for rally racing games, you haven't played this one, and you're just looking for something new, I'd recommend it to you. Other than that, it is what it is. So, and even what it is feels kind of bare bones. So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Grade.
Am I up?
I did my first impression, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you.
I'm going to get a very lukewarm C. It functioned. I had, like, honestly, no complaints, but I didn't like anything about it either. So I can't, honestly, do more than that. So
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I'm going to give it a C+. It functions. It does what you want it to do. It doesn't do a whole lot extra. I think a lot of the visual problems is kind of something that should have been patched out. Because even when I looked it up, that was like an early complaint, and I'm playing it now, and I'm still seeing shit. So that's something that tells me it just didn't get the love and care it probably deserved. For whatever reason that is, I don't know. But C+, I wasn't bored playing it. I just wish it was a more robust experience that felt like they cared a little bit more about it. But again, I don't know how many people are looking to play these games in this market. So maybe it's just
people are on the team, or how much money EA gave them.
Or like if they're just keeping the brand alive, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this shit. So the game's fine, but not something I'm going to come back to. I'm happy to have tried it out to see what they're doing with games like this, but there's much better racing games out there to play. So yeah, C+. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think about EA Sports WRC 24. If you played it, if you not played it, if you didn't play it, why didn't you play it? If you didn't play it, what'd you think of it? If you played this and you've played the past games, how's it stack up? Has this series always been like? Have you always loved it? Is this a good one or a bad one compared to prior ones? I'm really curious about that. Like, let me know if you're somebody who plays these kind of games. Tell me about the whole ecosystem. What's going on with this genre, and where this one kind of stacks up, because I have no frame of reference. But yeah, otherwise, what were your thoughts? You run into any visual bugs like I did? Did you like the tracks? Did you like the cars? What do you think about the career mode? I was actually kind of underwhelmed by it. Typically we play sports games for this channel, and we don't play sports games otherwise, and I'm always kind of surprised with how robust a lot of these career modes are. So I'm not even like an anti-career mode guy.
Especially like the basketball game.
Yeah, I just thought this
crazy.
was kind of lukewarm in terms of what it did. I'm surprised they even had it there at all, because it kind of felt like, I don't know, it wasn't very exciting. But yeah, let me know everything you think about in the comments below when it comes to EA Sports WRC 24. Last game we played in November was Tabs, Totally Accurate Battle Sim. If you get a chance to play Tabs, it is a battle simulator. I don't know how accurate it is, but according to the name, it's totally accurate, in which you basically either play in a freeform sandbox mode or a kind of campaign, missions, where you place units by either a max amount of units you can have on your side, or and money that you spend on them, and you line them up depending on what units you decide to put on the field versus the other units on the field, and then you just hit go and you see what happens. You can at any time hop into one of the characters on the map though and actually play the game very simplistically. They all have like one action they can do, but if you want to be a little more involved with the battle, you can actually be in the battle, but mostly it's just to watch these battles play out. It has a huge variety of unit types, from like cavemen to like farmers to like knights to like pirates with guns and swords, to
Zeus.
It has gods. It has like some evil people you can put in there.
Yeah.
It has some good people you can put in there, whatever that means. It has like catapults and what's that called? Siege weapons, stuff like that. And it's basically just a way to kind of see crazy stuff play out. It's got physics. Everybody looks goofy. The game does not take itself serious. And yeah, it has a lot of missions to play through. I was actually really kind of surprised with how many missions there were.
Oh yeah, a lot of scenarios.
And it has multiplayer. We didn't get to play that, but I think it just basically works like my side. I get to pick my units, you get to pick your units, and you get to let them fight.
See what happens. Yeah.
So that actually sounds kind of cool. We should have tried it, but we didn't. And yeah, we both played it. You started this time, right?
Yep.
Let us know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so I've played this before. I was trying to figure out where, but I'm
Same.
thinking it was on Game Pass.
Yeah, same. It's really weird because I remember playing this game. I started it on PlayStation Plus, and or on PlayStation, and I started playing through the missions. I'm like, I've done all these. Like, where do I own this? And I like check Steam. I don't have it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where did I fucking play this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Game Pass was like still kind of a new idea.
Yeah.
And out, I think one of the early games on it was
Tabs.
early access version of Tabs, and I'm pretty sure that's where I played it.
And it was early access because like there's way more missions and scenarios now than there used to be.
So yeah, I've played this before. Now playing the actual release product of the game was a fun comparison to do. I think these kind of things are neat. It reminds me of to be a little nostalgic of being in high school and not doing my classwork and playing stupid little flash games on my computer that I'm supposed to be learning networking on or learning how to type, etc.
There's this flash game me and Josh used to play where like you just use a mouse or you can use the WASD, and you had these stick figures that had like physics, and you like move them on the screen and they would flip around, but if like the foot hit the head, it would like go in slow mo and they would take damage, like a fighting game. And we play shit like that, and this definitely feels like something kind of like that, just something stupid,
just a lot more advanced, obviously, but like the same like flow basically of game. And so like I dig it. I also like the idea of it's basically like if you took the question who would win, pirates versus ninjas, and you made a video game. Like that's
I love
that's
that.
what it is. So it's very customizable. I'm pretty sure it has mod support on PC. I might be wrong on that. I'm
sure
guaranteed people have modded it.
Yeah.
And so like it just has like a lot of potential to like for scenarios. It has a bunch of different map types too. So like you can actually use strategy in a lot of this. There's one map in particular pretty early on where you're like in a little it's supposed to be like a little village. There's a bunch of
two lanes,
but it has 2 lanes basically. And then it has a weird like vertical lane that you can kind of like shove people up into as well. You can completely like I think I put like 2 catapults at the end of those lanes and 1 knight in front of them. So I had 4 units and I won because they just funneled in and the catapult murdered them. So if you can think outside the box, basically you can come up with some pretty cool stuff.
It's also like a lot of randomness to the game too, because sometimes on some of the missions it'll have like a single unit and you only have enough money to basically purchase a single unit as well. And sometimes you just purchase the exact same unit as them and you just let them go at it, and
Crouch fingers.
It's all random, so you see what happens.
Well, and the game has physics too, so like weird things can definitely happen. One of the units that I think is so fun to use in a lot of missions is like this like crazy wheelbarrow guy. He's just drifting all over the place. He literally just causes chaos.
They're not as OP as they used to be though, because I remember early on when I played this a long time ago, I would use that all the time, and units couldn't fucking kill them.
Yeah,
they would just fly through and just like mow everybody down. But in this one, it seems like they die a little quicker.
Yeah,
which is good because I thought it was kind of lame.
But it's still, and just for the sake of like the fun aspect of the game, like those type of units existing is just hilarious.
Ridiculous.
Because like, why is a guy pushing a wheelbarrow like all of a sudden like driving around like a speed racer? Like it's
those dorks too that have like the hay bales around them.
Yeah,
and just take hits and they just like walk at you or whatever. Like it's stupid.
There's some real silly stuff. One of my favorite units like to use just because you can also kind of have some fun strategies with is like there's these archers that shoot snakes for arrows.
Yep.
And then they turn into little units that are biting at the enemy's feet.
Yeah, and like poison people.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of fun stuff to it. And if you're just like the type of person to like really kind of like want to like toy with like basically systems, this is a game of systems. It's a blast. They did a really good job of giving you a lot of scenarios to go through as well. So like they're basically little challenges. You have a limited amount of like units and money to take on the army they've already set there. And some of them can be pretty hard. I got to the point where I was able to start using like Zeus as an example, and I was starting to lose matches pretty frequently, and I'd have to like stop and go, okay, I gotta actually like start thinking about this because they started getting really hard, which I appreciate because
they let you get comfortable
in the beginning.
They let you get comfortable with certain strategies, and they start implementing things that are like counters to what you probably were doing. It seems like anytime they introduce any, they give you enough budget to finally buy one of the big cool ones. units or whatever, you put one of those down, it kills everything. And then the next mission, they have something up that's going to counter what the hell you just used.
Yeah.
So you have to start thinking kind of outside the box, or implementing that plus other things to kind of work together. Get something to jump in there quick so they're distracted while it has time to shoot over there or get over there or whatever. Yeah, it's always keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, and like most strategy, things, you're eventually going to get to a point where you just have everything memorized and like, it's just going to become second nature and not as fun. But the experience of like going through it for the first time is a blast. And even coming back to it like years later.
I had a blast playing the missions again.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I had a lot of fun doing it. So, overall, I for what it is, I think I had a lot of fun. So,
yeah, the game's awesome. I remember liking it back when I first played it, playing it again. It's even better now because it has more missions, has more units. There's all sorts of unit types that didn't exist before. I really enjoyed coming back to this game. I always had fond memories of playing it, but coming back to it, I'm like, oh, it's going to be easy for me to play this. But getting back into it, I just kept going. I kept going through all the missions. I played pretty far into it, and there's still so much shit to still go through. But eventually it kind of just gives you the ability to start buying all the units in some of the missions. So you don't get like the slow progression like in the beginning where you can only use these guys at first, then these guys, then these guys. But I digress. The game is a lot of fun. I love its simplicity. I also love how dynamic and random it is. That's what keeps it replayable. There was missions I played where I cornered enemies. My guys got across a bridge and started fighting all the dudes, and they start backing up, and then eventually they start falling off cliffs because they had no more land or whatever. My guys were walking at them, and I was like, "That's a weird way to win this match." And one of the guys survived the fall, and he's down on a cliffside, and I had a bunch of guys above just shooting and throwing stuff at him, and he was just down there, and then eventually he fell off and died. I'm like, "It's so stupid." The scenarios are so ridiculous that a lot of times I'll with the camera zoom in and get down there and start watching it up close to see what's happening. It's just so stupid. The Centaur, the bull.
I don't remember what they are, but the charge.
Yeah. Those guys are ridiculous because they'll fly in and ram through people, but then they'll also grab people and they'll just be holding them, and they'll just be dangling, and they're just getting hit, and they're flying through people and shit. It's just so stupid to watch.
And of course, they don't run gracefully. They do this. Mm-hmm. They basically leap forward, and physics takes over.
Yeah. So yeah, even when I lose, I always enjoy watching the fights play out because it's just so ridiculous. The amount of physics going on, the behaviors that are simple but also very different. A lot of the range guys will try to stay away from people.
Or
Zeus.
Just stand there.
Yeah. Well, I had one time I had a bunch of soldiers that went in and they were all getting murdered. But then I had a whole section of their team start going after my one archer. And they're just marching at him yeah, he's fucking dead. He had shot a couple of them and started walking away, and they just chased him and killed him. And I was like, okay. I was so bad when I see that because I'm like, man, you're the last guy alive. Or you're mentioning Zeus earlier, so I'm thinking about him. But he throws just lightning bolts constantly. And there's one match where it was my whole army just got killed, and there's 5 of their dudes left, and they start walking at Zeus, and he's just shooting them or whatever, and eventually killed them all. But they're right in his face, and I was the whole time I was just oh shit. I was that invested in this fight. It's so stupid. So yeah, just for that alone, the game's so awesome to just watch these things play out. But that you even have something to progress through in terms of missions, I think really makes it a lot of fun because they can be challenging. Sometimes I'll do one try, it's super easy. I'm okay, that was simple.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A lot of the matches that take place on bridges, I'll just grab people with bombs and I'll line them up a little away from the bridge, but they'll probably throw once the guys get on the bridge, and I'll also have them lob bombs and they start just flying off the bridge. It's a really easy way to cheese that. But every once in a while they'll have an enemy type that can leap really far, and then you got to think about that. But
or they just move really fast.
Yeah, but this game also makes me want to get creative too, though. Sometimes I'm this is the obvious way to beat this, but what would happen if I did this? And that's kind of the whole point of this game is what would happen if you put an elephant in this aisle and it just rams through a bunch of people, or will it get stuck and then people stab it to death because it's stupid and it doesn't move through the walkway very well. Yeah. Also, just the visuals are not good, but that kind of adds to it, especially when you zoom in. People's eyes are stupid looking.
Yeah, definitely. It just kind of goes back to when I brought up the Flash thing. It really reminds me of that era of like these kind of like goofy little projects.
But like the physics are actually good, and I love that you can actually see impacts correctly because it freezes when it ends. And I've like sat there and looked at all the things that are happening right at the last moment, and you'll see like a dude with like a sword in him, and his eyes are just like closed, and like he's actually reacting to hit. Or you'll see like an arrow that someone had, like it's like in the air, but the other arrow ahead of them is like in somebody's chest or whatever. And it's like there's actually like all these little details to the fights that are actually really cool. It'd be cool to see like a slow-mo like a replay of some of these fights just because of how much shit's going on. But yeah, I don't know if there's much else to talk about outside of like it is what it is, but it's an awesome package. I think it's a really good example of just an awesome idea being delivered on. Someone had a cool idea, they built on that idea, and it just worked. And I think that's why this game, like this game's well known. People love this game, and I think for good reason. It is exactly what you want it to be. You want to watch random units fight each other and see who wins. That's what the game is. But they added more to it in terms of missions, being able to play the game, which I did. I don't even like doing it that often, but sometimes I'll hop in because I'm like, oh, how's he play?
I did it once.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's kind of neat. It also gives you a huge edge because you're smarter than the AIs, but it's still fun. And I think it'd be kind of neat if in multiplayer you could do that. It'd also be cool if like you get 4 people. I didn't check the multiplayer at all, so I don't know how it works. But it'd be cool if you get more people on both sides and able to play together. That'd be kind of neat. There's another thing I was gonna say though that I don't remember, but. Yeah, just the amount of units, the missions, the multiplayer, all that stuff, being able to interact with the game and play it yourself just makes what is already an awesome game even better. So I don't even know how you'd make this game better outside of add more units and increase the graphics, but you don't. It's kind of part of the charm is how bad the game looks. So
yeah,
I loved coming back to this game. I really enjoy it. I will definitely play this again. I should probably just buy on Steam so I know where I have it now. Even though I do have it on PlayStation, and it played great on there. I had no complaints on how it functioned on a controller. I was kind of curious about that because it's a game where like a mouse obviously makes a little more sense in how you position things, but it's such a simple game.
Fine tuning placement's a little bit of a pain on a controller.
Sure.
But
a lot of times though, I was just like.
Hold
the button and just
drag,
move and just make a line of dudes. I'm like, all right, go. So, yeah, overall, really enjoyed the game a lot. Anything else? Recommendations?
It's kind of tricky because like I don't think it's something everyone would enjoy because it's definitely more of like.
But I also think people might enjoy it that wouldn't think they'd enjoy it.
Well, and that's why I think it's tricky because I think it's like goofy fun, right? And I think most people can enjoy goofy fun, but it's also like a very systematic game. And some people might like it might drive them crazy doing like the controls, though they function and they make sense. They're not just like super simple either. So
I also think this is a game though you could like even if you had no interest or idea about the game, if you saw someone playing it, you might stop and sit down and watch them play it.
Yeah, probably.
Just to watch it play out because the scenarios are ridiculous.
Yeah.
No matter who's playing.
Yeah, so I don't know. My gut reaction, I guess, would be if you played old Flash games and you really enjoyed that era of the internet. If you like physics games, strategy games, I would say check it out. If you're like into the idea of in a fantasy sense, history and the types of units that would exist in different eras. This kind of plays around with that a bit. And then, if you're into...
You know what I would love to see? I want to see this guy make an RTS with the exact same units, the exact same physics, but an RTS like... what was the one we played not that long ago?
Oh, God.
It's like the 4th one.
Is it Age of Wonders?
No, it was Age of Empires. Yeah, something like Age of Empires, where you have like random maps and resources and stuff, and you have to keep pumping out units, but they're like these weird physics
with goofy
dudes.
Physics.
And
that would be fun.
And their combat wouldn't be like this unit just does more damage. It's like the randomness.
Yeah.
So you can't take the RTS too serious, but it'd be neat if like a stupid lower level unit killed a bigger unit because he's got the right shot in or something.
Right.
That'd be awesome. That's a great idea. Go ahead and use it.
So I guess I would loosely say I think you should, if it even sounds remotely like interesting to you, you should just check it out. But I do struggle with like pinpointing a type of person for it, because
Yep.
I think it's either going to scratch your brain the right way or it's not. So.
I don't necessarily think it's a game you want to recommend based off the genre itself, because the
Yeah.
closest thing I can think of is if you're into RTS or strategy games, you might be into this, but it's so simplistic that like hopefully you're just playing it for the memes of it. But I would recommend it to people who are looking for a specific experience, and that is watching combat between different types of enemies. Somebody who used to really enjoy the show like Deadliest Warrior or whatever, where you see like a samurai versus a Viking. I think you'd be into this game because it gives you a very goofy version of that, where you get to watch
Yeah.
different units fight each other, 'cause it's just fun to see. So I would recommend it to people who are just interested in watching big battles of goofy enemies or people fighting each other.
I would also I would tie that into, because I do this with these kind of games. If you play sports games, but you make it PC versus PC, like the CPU versus the CPU, because it's kind of the same idea.
Well, that's why I brought up earlier when you were talking about recommendation, or I forgot exactly what you're saying, but I was saying even somebody watching this would enjoy it, and I'd recommend to them, because if your friend's playing it, it'd be fun to watch them, because it's like watching a sports game basically. It's like something's happening that you're not even controlling. You just kind of set it up and let it go. But yeah, on a genre basis though, you kind of already touched on it though, but I'm just going to reiterate. I think, if you're into loose strategy, puzzle solving, sometimes it does feel like a puzzle where it's like, okay, how do you beat this?
Yeah, I can see that.
And then you figure out your side. You're like, okay, I finished that. And sometimes it's random, but that's the fun part of it. But then, RTS is strategy, stuff like that. It is a small strategy game in the sense that you are strategizing your units versus theirs, as much as it is random and goofy. But yeah, loosely, I would recommend this to everyone in the sense that I feel like you would enjoy just watching it happen. I don't know if you really want to set it up or whatever, but I think a lot of people could really enjoy this game. I think a lot of people have enjoyed this game. I think it's already very, very well known in the indie sphere. But yeah, it is kind of hard to pinpoint because it's, as a genre, it's more of a performative experience than it is like a interactive experience. So kind of set up the pieces and let them go. So, but yeah. Loosely, everyone.
Yeah.
Grade it. I think I go first, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea so much, and I enjoy this game so much. I'm gonna give it an A-. Not on its quality. This isn't like a big AAA A-. This is just like somebody came up with this idea. They made it. They nailed it. No one else did it. No one's done it as well as this person. So it stands out on its own. It's an awesome experience that I really enjoy. I got no fucking complaints about this game. Zero. And I can replay it. I can go back and play it. It's such a cool idea, and it works so well with the physics and the randomness of it. It's always fun to play. I really want to try that multiplayer because I feel like that would just make it even better to experience this with a friend. Because I remember I played this a long time ago. I think Josh was watching me play it, and we would take turns or whatever. And it was just fun to watch no matter who was playing.
Right.
So yeah, experiences like that I always really appreciate. So I think it deserves something that excels above, other grades. So yeah, A-. I can't go too hard though, because it doesn't have like a story I love. It doesn't have like music that's fantastic. It doesn't resonate with me. But it's just like a solid standout indie game that deserves praise. So A-.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the obviously with the context of what it is considered, I also agree that it is an A- experience basically. Hard to compare it to other video games because it's really just not that.
It's its own thing.
So I think the context is very important when it comes to the grading of this. But for what it is, it nailed it. So the only thing I could even say is just more stuff. Just you could endlessly add stuff, basically.
Yeah, I can't really tell you how to improve the game. I can just tell you I want more.
Yeah.
So.
New maps and all sorts of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can get real goofy too. You can start incorporating like sci-fi and stuff like that. I mean,
That'd be cool.
I don't know all what's in the game. Like I said, I'm pretty sure the PC computer's probably modded the hell out of the game. So, it just lends itself to a lot of just whatever.
It'd be interesting to see like aerial units. That maybe they'd have to be on their own, or let it all mesh together to see what happens. But it'd be cool to see like a World War II like playing against like a jet or something stupid.
Or since they already got goofy things in there, like a dragon versus an F-22, right?
Sure.
So there's all sorts of weird stuff you could do, and because it's a sandbox experience at the end of the day. So
Yep. Yeah, it is what you make of it. So yeah. All right, so 2 A minuses. We both really liked it. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about Tab's totally accurate battle sim. If you haven't played it, why haven't you played it? And if you have played it, what did you think of it? Have you played this since it came out? Have you played it only recently? How has it changed for you? If you have played it back in the day, what's your favorite units? What are some of your, well, I was going to say favorite things to do in the game, but you only battle. So maybe favorite strategies. What do you think about the graphics? What do you think makes this game special in the first place? Unless you don't think it's special, then let me know why that as well. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in general about Tabs and the rest of the games we played in November. But that's going to do it for this episode of Plus Club. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you, Shay, for joining me for this conversation. Thank you to anybody who made it all the way to the end of this episode. And stay tuned. Game Awards is coming up in like a week and a half, I think. Maybe a week.
Something like that.
Very soon. So we'll definitely be doing that. We'll be reacting to whatever. If there's something you want us to react to, let us know. And, of course, keep an eye out for, what are they called on YouTube? Shorts?
Yep.
Check out shorts as those come out. I got to make some soon. And yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Have a good one, guys, and take it easy.